Please be advised, Gaggle of Geeks contains strong opinions that may contain language unsuitable for young children. Now here are your hosts, Patrick Beatty and Chaz Campbell Evans.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
We're not gonna have foul language today. I don't even know why we need that warning, right, Chaz?
Nope.
That doesn't make sense. What would we have to be upset about or even want to swear at to begin with? Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Gaggle of Geeks. I'm Chaz.
Excuse my chewing. That stuff.
Please excuse him.
You motherfucking accuser!
That had a stuffed crust in my mouth.
Ooh, nice.
Oh.
So that's how you're starting your weekend, huh?
Hell yeah, dude.
Well, hey, I can't dog that. Not at all. We saw a movie yesterday, Chaz.
We did. It was a good experience on my end.
Hey, it's mutual. Feelings mutual, my friend. We got to actually sit down, socially distancing, of course, and watched Let Him Go, the new Diane Lane and Kevin Costner film. And I think there's no better way to just jump into this episode because it's gonna have a couple reviews in here. We're of course gonna be talking about the Mandalorian season 2, episode 2 premiere, and a bunch of other stuff. But should we maybe introduce the garage first, or should we just jump into reviews?
Let's introduce the garage.
Okay, the garage. So, Gaggles of Geeks, all of you. You know that we've been trying to do this virtually, and almost every podcast that comes out now has to have some type of, I guess, something that's lacking that they definitely could do in a post or pre-COVID world. So we definitely have to make some sacrifices with stuff, but we're looking to branch out. We're trying new things. We have the possibility of having a gaming podcast. We're going to put out a pilot episode this Wednesday with Nate, and I think it's going to be really fun. We also are looking at doing more review videos where me and Chaz are sitting down and doing reviews. And I looked at our garage, and I was like, we have to do something that might make it look a little bit better. And so I introduced to you the new studio that we are going to have. Oh, my goodness.
Backroom sofa couch.
Yeah, right. So if you flip this perspective, you would look at the other half of our garage, which we made a weight room, basically. And I was talking to Nat, and I was like, this could definitely be a porn set. Like, if people didn't know what we were doing, and they just walked past, and they're like, oh, random gym equipment. Oh, a nice leather chair, huh? And green screen to make it whatever you want, huh?
Some nice lighting with it, yeah.
I know. I think it's so exciting, dude. Like,
It looks good.
We're gonna be doing all kinds of shit. I just got a stupid I didn't show you this from before, but because we had to start the podcast, we have a 4-channel thing now. So
oh my gosh!
And 4 inputs for your headphones.
What is that? Is that a Zoom?
It's a Zoom, yeah. It's called a Pod Track. They just released it. Remember when I was complaining? I've been complaining about this for the past week.
Yes, you have.
How to get the audio routed correctly, because frankly, it's just throwing shit at the wall and hoping that it sticks. And this looks like it's got everything that we need, especially if we want to go and podcast with a couple other people. If we want some friends, we've got 2 more ports.
Dude, and look at your nice mic that you got.
I know. We're upgrading because, we've passed episode 40. I don't know if you realized that.
No, I did not.
Yeah, we passed episode 40, and I think that's proven our stuff. We're doing a podcast during one of the toughest, craziest elections in modern history, and we're still doing a podcast. We're going to be around. I think we're good on that because we need our Fridays, right, Chaz?
We do need our Fridays, and I'm glad that we're doing this because I didn't do mine. So I'm glad that we stuck through with at least one of them.
People need an injection of Pat and Chaz in their veins on Fridays, and if they don't get it, they riot, and we can't have any more of that already.
Yeah, like when I wake up, I'm like, it's not the same until like Patrick's show, and then like after that's said and done, and it's just like, oh my god, now my Friday is actually begun.
I will take that. I'll take that. what are we doing? We're waiting for our guest, but he still hasn't arrived yet. Do we call him out or do we just wait for it? Because he's not even said anything in chat, you know.
Or I'll reach out to him.
We know his pronoun. It's a he. It's a he. Ha ha ha. But I want to wait to be able to talk to him about the Mandalorian. So let's talk about the movie review that we were going to cover with Let Him Go.
Okay.
Now, Chaz, we got to see this. Thank you to Focus Features for letting us get an advanced copy to be able to watch this. It was super cool. And this is, again, Diane Lane, Kevin Costner, a retired ex-cop, ex-sheriff that is grieving with his wife over the loss of their son, now having to go and meet up with his the son's wife, which would be their in-law, to try to get a connection and build a relationship with their grandson. Chaz, I went into this thinking it would be a lot more of a toned down kind of Western. Nothing like really to be super suspenseful because, you're just looking at these two and it's like, it's Mom, Pa Kent. That should be the right thing. Oh my fucking God. This thing was the most suspenseful movie I've seen maybe all year. There were... Chaz, please, tell me.
There are parts where... So, let's set up the scene, right? I brought over pizza, you made some wings. Mm-hmm. And the pizza was cold by the time I ate my piece because I couldn't stand up until a certain scene was said and done. With it's interesting because it set up, like you said, like a toned down kind of drama, like two old retired people, like I'm like, oh, we're going to be watching a movie about old people. I wonder if my grandparents will like it, kind of a thing. And then it definitely goes from maybe like a 3 to a 7 or 8 with the flip of a switch.
Goes full Breaking Bad.
Yes.
Right? Like it really ramps up. I think it's one of the better films that came out this year. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, I'd agree. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I usually like focus feature stuff too, but I want to say the casting in this is phenomenal. I think the cast did a great job with the performances.
Absolutely, especially Diane Lane. Her performance as like a badass old grandma that is like, I just want to fucking see my goddamn grandson. I love that so much.
Yeah, I really liked how they set her up. She had more. I feel like the focus was more on her emotions than it was on Kevin Costner's, but that was his character was kind of like withdrawn,
Yeah.
I liked it. I really did like this movie. I was surprised by it, to be honest with you. I thought I was gonna be like, oh God, here we go. A movie being released in the middle of a pandemic. We'll see how it goes.
And there's just so many little moments where it's like it's just these two families talking. Like that's really all the scene is. But it is the most tense situation that you could possibly put yourself in as far as meeting in-laws, let alone crazy backwoods families that are like, tradition is to beat our kids and throw them down wells. That's going to teach them how to climb. Like they all have like a Bane mentality. Throw them into the pit, and if they can climb out of it, they've done it.
Yeah, and the opposing families, they had such punchable faces.
Hi, Nat. The mic is it better now? I put it a little closer. Perhaps. I'm waiting for a response. We will not speak further until we hear a response. No. What would you say for people going in, what to expect with this one?
What to expect? Don't bring kids to it, number one. It gets kind of very intense near the end, but I don't know if you like the slow build-ups, because it didn't really start picking up its pace until around like the 40-minute mark, probably, and that's when the shifts of the tone started happening. So I mean, if you kind of like the slow character build movies, definitely check this out. Like I think it's very character driven than like action driven.
Nice. I'd agree with that. It's a lot more of a drama, but it definitely has enough stuff to keep you really captivated and honestly, like, genuinely concerned for the characters, which I didn't expect to be. Like, especially towards the third act, I was very much on the edge of my seat, not necessarily knowing where this was going to go.
Yeah, and I liked it, man, because especially during their conversations and their interactions, we don't know what each family's capable of. Essentially, we know they're capable of something, right?
Yeah.
And so the dialogue is based off like around that idea, and like it just builds to this climax where we get to see both at like these full potentials, and yeah. So
Sorry, I'm trying to get the mic switched over too at the same time. Does this sound any louder?
I think I can hear you just fine.
Yeah, I'm trying to see, because now I can hear myself a little bit more, but I don't want to be blasting through people's eardrums since so many people are listening on the podcast.
Maybe turn down just a tad bit.
A tad bit?
Just a tad.
Okay. Like
right there.
Here?
Yeah.
Sweet. It's working. Ah! Okay. So what would you give it? What was your rating for it?
Okay. My rating, I'll give it 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5? Damn.
I know. I could go more into that. But what's yours?
Nice. Okay, I would probably go. I would go 3.5 with mine, just because the performances are really strong.
Yeah. See, I thought about doing a 3.5. For me, I think the tonal shifts were a little bit too wonky, and like the first half was like a weird setup to introduce the family, I guess. So that I guess that's why it kind of takes a bit to get into like what the whole point of the movie is. But I wish the tonal shifts were a little bit more seamless and not just like, bam, here we are, welcome to the circus kind of a thing.
Well, and it was also brought up to us that some of the performances and the characters weren't really fleshed out, but more kind of used as like a Deus Ex Machina, or we're just kind of involved to serve a very specific purpose, but really didn't have their arcs really fleshed out, which is okay. And it's also kind of a confused arc for both the heroes' journeys in the end, where you kind of wish that it had happened. One had happened to the other a different way than the other one had, without going into spoilers. But when you see where their arcs end, it feels like it was mixed up.
Yeah, definitely. And I think a lot of the payoffs with the characters, like what they were trying to set them up with some interactions, like it just didn't go anywhere near the end. So I don't know, but it's still a solid film. I think I would recommend people watch it. I'd probably recommend it to my parents, honestly. It seems like right up their alley. And I mean, if you like Yellowstone, because Kevin Costner is definitely a rancher in this, and you kept bringing up Superman, the Man of Steel, because they're both cast in that. But I think Kevin Costner kind of typecasted himself as this, I'm an old retired rancher kind of guy,
Yeah, but I agree. He's playing that, and he's getting more grisly sounding by the second. It's always okay. So our guest is going to be on at 7, so we're gonna have to. I don't know. How long can we just talk about this film for, Chaz?
Dude, okay, let me ask you a question.
Before Mandalorian, because I don't want to go in and tell him. But what were you saying?
Okay, since it's November, right? Are you doing the Noirvember challenge?
Noirvember, is that where you're just watching tons of noir films, or?
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing. What's that on film Twitter?
Is it on
film Twitter?
It's over film Twitter, dude. I've actually found there's a person on there that I found that will retweet all these films, and people are just posting screenshots, and it's kind of interesting because like if you have Letterboxd, you could kind of filter it to see like what service it's streaming on, and HBO Max has quite a bit, Amazon Prime has quite a bit, Criterion Channel has quite a bit. So if you have any of those, it's relatively easy to get into these. And I found out, my friend told me that Wikipedia has some, because some of them aren't copyrighted anymore. It's in public domain. So Wikipedia has some streaming film noir for you.
That's a great suggestion. I have all 15. I have 15 Alfred Hitchcock films, like one of those collections.
Yeah.
And one night I just want to kind of binge through like 5 of them. I think that'd be really fun.
Do it. I think it's always fun. And you and I were talking about this last night. about colorization of black and white films. How
Oh yeah, you're against the colorization of like older black and white films, and I agree. And we kind of landed on it being the lighting that was the key factor
Ye-
for it, right?
yeah, because with black and white, you have to film it or light it in a certain way. Colors will reflect a different way filming black and white, and I think that's how a lot of those films were set up.
Yeah,
And so that's why when you color that, it just looks kind of
black.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of works, but it also is like it just seems like everything's lit to hundreds on everything.
Yeah, and I also like the timeless feel of these old black and white films, and the sound, especially because the sound we have nowadays is so much more crisp than what it was way back then.
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
it puts you into like the world and mindset. I have fun watching these movies, and a lot of them are French. There's a lot of French, but film noir actually inspired the French New Wave, so it makes sense.
It's amazing to think about where we've come as like technology has advanced. Like if you gave just one of the first directors that were coming onto the Paramount lot back when like the golden age was happening, just give them this microphone, right?
Right.
Just something like this. Imagine what they could have done with it versus what I'm using it for. Like
So
I
much
don't know.
more, dude.
So much more.
And
Really.
even like, I mean, if we're gonna go that route, I mean, look at the cameras they were using. Like where you have to kind of spin it and reel it, if
we
you
have a
will.
literal way to cut into different areas. Like that's insane, right? And then we've got our 3 camera perspective. We have 3 cameras going right now. That's awesome.
All at
Can't
once.
believe we're doing that. Baby Yoda, we have so much to talk about for this episode.
Hey, how do you read a film?
You open the book. Anyway. Ba-doom-tsh. It's fun.
But so I don't know. I've been just doing that, binge watching that. Thanksgiving,
Has there
dude.
been a favorite so far?
Yeah,
Like
actually,
I've got to sneeze like halfway there, so if I just like break out, sorry.
pickle juice. Just say pickle juice. Just say it.
Beetlejuice.
Oh, Beetlejuice. Okay, that works too.
Yeah.
I there's one called Les Samurai. I think that's how you say it. It's French, and so I might be totally butchering it, but every frame just felt like a painting, like every screenshot, that you can get, and I liked it a lot. There's one with Orson Welles. Orson Welles does a lot. It's called The Lady from Shanghai. I don't know if you've heard of that.
What's that one about?
He has an
Don't
awful.
just say some lady from Shanghai.
No.
This lady from Shanghai.
No. He's like a sailor kind of guy, and
Okay.
he gets framed for murder, like a setup and stuff. And he has a weird Irish accent in it, which is really fucking weird. But there's something cool about Orson Welles. I admire Orson Welles. He's one of those older filmmakers that I think just loved the craft and didn't really care like how it turned out. He just wanted to keep making movies, and acting them and stuff. But there's the third act. There's a cool scene in that where it has to do with like a mirror maze in the funhouse, and I don't know how they pulled it off because it's in I think it's the 1940s, mid 1940s was when that came, maybe 1950s. But just the fact that they were able to pull off these cool effects with the mirror, and like we see that now in a lot of movies where, the guys are over here, even though it's not really him, he's over here actually, like an illusion, if you will. So I liked it. I would recommend it. It's on Amazon Prime for those of you who are interested.
Did you watch the Orson Welles documentary that came out from the same guy that did the Mr. Rogers one?
Is it the F is for fake?
I don't think it's called F's for fake. Let's see.
What'd you say? It's going to click with me.
They'll Love Me When I'm Dead.
Yes.
I fucking love that film. And how you see that he was so close to coming to making essentially what reality TV is.
Yeah.
Like he is the grandfather of what reality TV is. Let that sink in, 90 Day Fiancé fans. You're coming from greatness. Orson Welles knew this before Colty and his mom.
Have you watched interviews with him, like when he's older?
Well, I guess anything that's from the documentary, but not just
He's
solo on its own.
he's very charismatic and just lively and personal and humble. I mean, like he's a very eccentric character. Um,
Mm.
I don't know. That'd be so intimidating to work with, but like such an honor at the same time, you know.
Oh, definitely. Like his, I really haven't seen too much other than Citizen Kane, obviously. But who would be like your famous person that's living or dead director that you want to meet with? And you can't say Denis Villeneuve because we already know that that's the answer.
Okay, that one's granted, and I won't. I'll throw out. Man, let me think about this.
Think on it.
John
You
Hughes.
have think on a music. John Hughes.
John
Nice.
Hughes.
That's a good pick.
I like his approach to movies. They're fun.
I would hang out with Jon Favreau in a minute.
Yeah.
Like he would cook this delicious spread for me, and we would just talk about old Star Wars and movies and just weird stuff. He just seems like he'd be someone that you could get along with really easily.
So would you ask him like, so why did you make a shot-for-shot remake of The Lion King?
And he'll tell me it's because of the technology, and he didn't give a crap about what the story was. He was like, I just want to make sure that I can do this type of technology without a human character. That's all he kept selling it for, right? Like he was never like, we're gonna give you a story that is really gonna wow you. He was like, no, we're gonna give you everything that was from the original, but we're doing this technology.
So then why is it that the original scene where spoiler alert, the dad dies? Why was that?
Oh my god, Chaz.
Why was that more emotional in the cartoon than it was in the live action?
Because the live action, their faces didn't emote. That's honestly the reason. It looked like a lion just was dead. It didn't look like a sad boy that saw his father die. That's what the animation was able to bring out. But with this, it was like heartless looking lion looks at other heartless looking lion and he is sad and he's saying that he's sad, but it does not look like that at all.
The screenplay is
They've
like
done just a little bit more. Make the eyes a little bigger. Like they did the Sonic treatment for it. You know what I mean? Where it's like, we're gonna give him a realistic look. We saw that and we were horrified. And then they showed us the updated version. And it turned out to be better.
well, it's like in their script they're like, oh, Nala smiles, but she can't smile because she's a lion. So we would think she's smiling at this moment.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But
Does that
would you
answer your
ask?
question?
Would you ask him what it was like to work with Ben Affleck and Daredevil?
Yeah, that would be my first question.
Would it really?
And then it'd be all about Swingers. Just 2 hours of Swingers.
See, Swingers is the one movie of his I haven't seen.
I started it, and it's not for everybody. I don't think it's for everybody.
Is it dated?
It's probably, yeah. Like, if I'm thinking about it right now, it's pretty dated.
Now, what's your favorite dated movie?
I don't know. Would you, because as far as like offensive, there's like, this is actually offending me, not because it's like the film, but maybe behind the scenes shit, or like if I'm thinking specifically like Jeepers Creepers 3, because that director was basically a child molester
Oh, yeah,
who
he's
served his
fucking
time,
gross.
however, still got to go back to the role, to the job where he put so many people in that situation. And I felt just completely gross about watching it. So I didn't want to do that. And then there's stuff like Tropic Thunder, where it's like they've got some horrible shit in there. Like if you wrote it down on paper, oh my God, it's so horribly dated. But for some reason it still works because they're drawing attention to and calling out the hypocrisy of a lot of the issues.
Do you think they can do like Dodgeball again? Because that's relatively tame compared
I
to
think
like
that could
Tropic
work.
Thunder, right?
I could see well shoot. I could see average Joe's having to go into the digital age and Globo Gym
Ooh.
being Instagram models and like it all being based on like what they're able to get into with stuff. And is it Tug Speedman? That's the guy's name.
Which one? Ben Stiller?
Ben Stiller's character is Tug Speedman.
I'm oh my god,
Something
probably. You know, if that is, that's the first time actually like remembering that because that's like right on the nose.
Let's see. No, that's the Tropic Thunder character.
Okay.
Hold on.
It would make sense because of his, blow up penis thingy.
It's not too far off though. It's White Goodman. Yeah, it's not that far off from it.
If you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball. What?
You see, and even I think that might still work because they kept Patrick O'Houlihan being already like dated and offensive, that he could just keep being dated and offensive, like how Frank Reynolds kind of works in It's Always Sunny and can get away with whatever.
Oh my god. Okay, but here's the thing. So let's talk about that while we are waiting still. With It's Always Sunny, have you seen the first episodes recently? Like the first season?
Not recently, no. I think
There's
the last season that I saw was I always route between 6 and 10. Like I always go through that section.
Because the first season, dude, there's no way in hell any of those episodes could get made today without being called out. Like, there's no way. And so I'm wondering if It's Always Sunny right now is still as crass as it was, or if they've tamed it down more, but still, they've still pushed the boundaries, but like not crossed the boundaries. Does that make sense?
I don't know. They fucking cross some boundaries, dude. Like they still do it. Maybe I think we give It's Always Sunny a pass, and they also have evolved the characters.
Yes, they
like
have.
Mac's character's arc is no longer like a closeted person, but is open, is free to be gay, and is happy doing it, but still has his whole hypocrisy of like being a church fanatic and Bible thumping to a stupid degree to where it doesn't make any sense. I still remember the episode where he goes on the cruise, when they all go on the cruise. You haven't seen that one?
Is that an episode? Is that season 12?
Possibly. It was a two-parter.
Where it turns into hell or whatever?
Yeah, they end up locking themselves into...
Yeah.
They get locked into somewhere, and then it starts flooding. And
Yeah.
they're all like, ah!
See, and that's actually where I stopped watching it. But there's funny shit in that show though. I love it. I wonder if they would step it over, like if HBO got a hold of it,
Mhm.
or if it would be the same.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. Do you think that... How about this? Do you think that the crazy type of stuff, like Tropic Thunder or the more triggering things, do better in a smaller version, like a Netflix original versus a movie?
Okay, one more time.
Well, do you think a TV show can get away with more stuff than a movie can?
I want to say yes, just because it could be spread out.
Part of me thinks, yeah, that they might be able to.
Because
and
with
movies
them,
are much higher publicity, and there's billboards everywhere for them. And you don't have that a lot for a ton of TV shows. You do, of course, but not for all of them.
yeah, because I think with like a movie, you're watching that within like a 2-hour frame, right? You're not going to continue to get to know these characters essentially. Whereas a TV show, something that crazy that happens on there would probably be more of like a character trait, where like part of their whole arc over the whole season or whatever.
Yeah. I can see that. These are deep thoughts.
How do you get a job here, there fuckface?
Oh, man.
I love it.
How do we feel this week, Chaz? Are we just tired?
Yeah.
I'm just tired. I thought we'd know something by now. I guess we should, if you're tuning in, we can break coverage and break news. No, we can't. That's not a thing. But here's the news. It's still the same, and we're still just, our buttholes are so tight right now. Yeah, like a fist, Chaz. Is that what you just did?
No, I was kind of biting my knuckle, but that got me thinking. Like
extremos.
No, it just made me think of what your wife said last night, like looking at Satan's butthole.
Well, that is a terrific segue because introducing Richard Bonaducci.
Yeah, I came on and I heard, yeah, that's what your wife said last night. I'm like, what? And then followed up with someone's butthole.
Oh man, you
Was
look,
it Zeus's butthole?
Why do you look so relaxed, Rich?
What? Do I look relaxed?
You look like you just got off a trip from the Bahamas.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You look like you just finished up a fine Cuban cigar, and now you're ready to chill out. You've been doing whatever. Oh my God!
It's just a pretzel, but that'll work.
It looked like it straight up looked like a cigar for a second when it popped.
Cigar.
Richard Bonaducci of Fox 13. How are you, my friend?
Hey, pretty well. Patrick Beatty of ABC4.
No, it is so cool to have you on the show again. You were always having the best insights, and honestly, you're just a terrific guy. So, thank you for coming on.
What?
Oh, can I ask you? Did you watch the newest episode of The Mandalorian?
No, I have been super involved with the election stuff.
Well, shoot.
The election is like my Super Bowl.
Oh, snap! How is this election for you? As if you were to compare it to a Super Bowl?
It's wow! It is sudden death, baby. It is everything. It is down the wire. It's bottom of the ninth and all that. Yeah, half of that stuff is not Super Bowl related, but there's sports in there.
Yep.
So I thought that would be okay.
All of the people outside polling stations.
How do you get a job here, there fuckface?
Oh God. Well, that is a horrible segue into us talking about the Mandalorian episode. Without a spoiler, we'll give 2 lines and then we're going to talk about something else, Chaz, yeah?
Okay.
Okay. Ice.
Ice
Routine episode. Kind of one of those run of the mills where he's like, we know what the Mandalorian is right now, where most of these episodes don't really follow a strong through line. They kind of like bounce back and forth and do different side quests and side missions. It's a side quest, a side mission episode. So if you're looking for like, this is the absolute best one that's come out, it's not the best one, but it's still a fun little adventure.
Yeah.
Are you?
No, it's not disappointing. Here, look. Don't be disappointed. Look at Baby Yoda.
Are you not into it, Chaz, or you are? Or you just messing?
It's the same, like Patrick said, it was like it's a routine thing where, like in the first season, how it kind of lulled, and I'm kind of bothered how they're already doing that within the second episode instead of just going forward from where they left off. It's just kind of weird.
Well, it's Jon Favreau, right?
Yeah.
So the first
actually,
one's
Peyton
gonna
Reed
be
directed
decent,
this one.
and then the second one's going to kind of go drop a little bit.
Yeah.
And when you think of the director, it actually makes sense. Peyton Reed directed this.
Yeah, but I liked Ant-Man though. So
I know, but it's not. It's got next to nothing to do with everything else.
No,
Ant-Man
I will.
is the most off-center of all the other connected films in that universe.
Yeah, I will say there's great creature design that's kind of spooky dooky. So
Spooky Dookie. Oh,
Yeah.
Baby Yoda has a lot more play in the episode too. I really love what Baby Yoda does in it without spoiling it.
yeah.
That's our quick snippet of that. I just had to do that so that we can get our Baby Yoda in. Wow.
Well,
So now what do we do? Shit.
I'm not a massive Star Wars fan. Like,
Yeah, you're Star Trek.
I saw Star Wars in the theaters as a kid, and it was fun and great. And then Empire Strikes Back, I like even more. And then the third one, I went, what? And I thought, oh well, that's it. It's all 3. Okay, we're done. And then came all the other garbage, and it kind of killed it for me. So then when Mandalorian came on and everyone said it was amazing, I watched it and it was good. But I had this feeling that if Star Wars comes out that doesn't suck, it's amazing. And I'm like, well, Mandalorian was good. And like you say, there was some lulls and stuff. but because it wasn't the Phantom Menace, it was The Godfather. And I'm like, well, I don't know. So I haven't seen the second season yet, but you're saying it kind of.
Well, the first episode is dope.
The first
episode's got a
episode's
lot of
really
cool
cool.
stuff.
Oh yeah. So it's not a whole season. It's going episodic.
Yeah, and I think that's my issue. I mean, if they're gonna do like these lulls and stuff and have them do these side quests,
Okay.
I don't mind that if I'm binging it, right? Because like you're going right through it and you're like, oh, it's like a long movie essentially. But if you're doing episodic, what's the point of doing these lulls if you're just like, well, I could just, I don't know, do something else with my time instead of kind of wasting it.
Don't know what to say to that.
I
You
know.
feel like you're wasting your
It's not about
time
the
with
end.
it?
It's the journey.
You really feel like you're wasting your time with it just because it's.
It's not engaging enough, you know, because like Patrick said, the first episode
What
is
more
actually
do you
very
want?
well. Hold on, the Patrick said the very first, like he said, it was very engaging. Like it was like, wow, this is a great opener for the second season. Maybe they've learned from their mistakes and they're gonna go fucking full force, right? That's yeah, you see what I did there, yeah. But that's not that's not the thing here. And then there's like some dialogue there that like where they're like, oh, here's supposed to be a joke, and I'm just like, why?
I will say this: there's one character that is in this that keeps appearing in these episodes that I don't get why they keep bringing her in.
Well,
You
there's a
know who
planet. There's a planet in here that they keep bringing in too, and I'm like, why can't we actually explore and stop going to these familiar places that we already know?
Well, that because Star Wars is nostalgia now. It's not new. It's nostalgia,
But so does that make it good?
and that's mainly Mandalorian is nostalgia. I think it can.
Nerd fight.
Oh shit! What's
I'm,
the
I'm,
button?
I'm,
Turn your out of order. Out of order. I show you out of order. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth. Stand down, Mr. Slade. I'm not finished.
So the argument is, are nostalgia-driven properties still good properties, or can they be? Is that the argument?
Is
sure.
Is
Sure.
it? You know what? I think it can't just be nostalgia. You know what I mean? There's got to be more than that. Like for me, I know a lot of people. I think you, in fact, liked the third recent installment to Bill and Ted.
Oh yeah, I did.
I didn't. I thought it was mostly nostalgia and just like going on fumes.
I'm hurt.
And I'm like, there's got to be more there than just, hey, these guys are back as themselves. You know, that's the way I felt. But if that's the way you feel about Mandalorian, if it's just all nostalgia, then I can see why you're going, ugh, you know?
I will say this about Bill and Ted 3. Keanu Reeves does attempt to go back, but it doesn't translate very well.
Yeah.
Like Alex Winter, it totally worked. Keanu Reeves, it was a little rough.
I totally agree. Alex Winter was right there, but Keanu, I don't know, man. I don't know. It just wasn't.
He sounded like John Wick trying to do an impression of, didn't it? Like a little bit.
Yeah.
Like he was like, I can't shed this badassery yet, man. I've still got a Matrix. I've got to keep that going. But yeah, I'll go back to that.
You don't kill my dog. Yeah.
The daughters were great though. I love the daughters' performances. They're
yeah. But you mentioned, they keep bringing this character and I don't like it, and it's a she. It's not Gina, is it?
No. Who's the repair person?
We would have come to Hulk fisticuffs.
No, you saw the first season, right, Rich?
I saw the first season.
Okay, so there's a lady that gave the Baby Yoda soup. Do you remember that person?
She fixes the ship.
Yes.
Okay, so she's been in the last 2 episodes, and each time she kind of just, if you're in a video game, she's like the person that gives you all the information bar stuff, right. And is like, please go to this place. You will do this. And it's just, it kind of takes me out of it.
Yeah, and she has a line
because it stops the story completely, and it's just an exposition dump every time.
It is, and there's like weird dialogue with her where she's like, "I like my meat medium rare" when she's cooking something. I'm like, "Would you know what medium rare is?" Because like that's a very Earth thing to say, you know. That's a very American thing to say, essentially.
I think he's talking about his Mandalorian.
So
he got his lightsaber.
I will say, and that's the thing too. So like, first season ended with like, oh my god, here's the introduction of the dark saber, essentially, right?
Yeah.
We still haven't fucking seen that, and we're 2 episodes in. Like that was like a huge cliffhanger, and now we're like, welcome to the Mandalorian. We're gonna lull you here instead of going back to like what was like intriguing about the first season.
Baby Yoda's not too pleased with you.
I know. I'm not. Look, I like the Mandalorian. I'm not shitting on it necessarily, but I'm just saying that there is issues that I wish they would still sort out, and I feel like it's a very Disney thing to do in that sense.
You know what I think is a real Disney thing to do, and forgive the way I'm phrasing this, that they're milking Baby Yoda, so to speak. I don't mean they're actually milking him, but they know it's super cute, and they know they're selling a lot of Baby Yodas, so I feel like they're super milking it because it's Disney, and they're into their toys, they're into marketing.
Well, and they messed up with the marketing last time by not getting it out in the right time frame, and so that season came and left. So now they're like, "You want Baby Yoda? We'll give you it."
Did they not realize that Baby Yoda would be as popular? And they were like, "Oh, crud! Make 100,000."
I think they might have just been banking on Rise of Skywalker kicking ass a lot more.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, that failed.
But I know, right? Womp womp. Where's the stinger? Yes. Well, we also talked about this with Lion King, with it being a direct ripoff of the first one and not doing a lot different.
Yeah, it seems like a Jon Favreau thing to do.
But I also think that sometimes trying to do more with it doesn't work, like Beauty and the Beast.
I haven't seen that, so I'm not going to comment on it.
I guess we're only talking about Disney films. What are other ones?
I think they were in a really tough spot with Lion King. You know, I mean, you either like do the story and do it well, or you're going to bring more to it. And people are like, "Oh no, you changed this thing I love." I mean, it would be a tough spot to decide where to go with that. But maybe a shot by shot was not the best idea. We'd seen it.
Make the lions more cartoony. Like that's been my thing.
Give
Give them a little better eyes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Otherwise, you're watching a National Geographic film with narration.
With
really
people dubbed in.
Yeah, exactly.
Wouldn't that be great? We should do like Lion King. We should show them like killing each other and be like, "Oh, Simba." Yeah, do that.
We should just dub. Let's look up the script for The Lion King and put on a National Geographic and just read every time there'll be an animal that shows up.
Maybe that'll be our Christmas special. How about that?
That would be good.
Would people hate us for that?
They'll probably like it better than that.
Well, Rich, did you see election coverage? Sure, but did you get a chance to see anything this week?
Yeah, I saw Let Him In with Kevin Costner and Diane Lane and Kindred.
Ooh, nice. Well, tell me, what did you think of Let Him Go, the Kevin Costner one?
Yeah, what was funny was I was like, "Hey, it's Mom, Pa Kent with guns."
Exactly.
Much, right?
That's all I've been saying to Chaz, and he's like, "Oh, are they in Man of Steel?" Acting like he hasn't fucking watched the movie 50 times.
That's their shtick now. That's people like to see them together as married. And why not make it a Western? Because that's we can put them on a farm again. Yay. And then, I won't ruin it for people who want to see it, but I mean, the storyline is that they have a grandson from a son and daughter-in-law. A son has died, and the daughter-in-law has remarried into this nasty family, and they want their grandson back. Let him go. So they show up at their house to take him, and they turn out to be a really nasty clan of folks. And, of course, I think it's set in the 50s or something, so you don't have a lot of things that would really wrap this up. Like you don't have cell phones, you don't have internet, you don't have cops that are going to figure out what happened, like, in an hour, that kind of thing. So
Just the opposite. They'll let you live with them if you ask politely.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, you can just stay here in this cage. Which they do that.
Y'all look friendly. Just live here.
Then there's this kind of violent turn, and you're like, "Whoa, this has turned into something else," because it's rather slow build up, and then it just gets kind of absurd near the end. I thought, and then it just sort of ends, and you go, "Oh, did they not think of an ending?" Because it just sort of ends with you don't really know what happens with one character, and I guess this other character just goes off, and you think, oh, it's the 50s. There's no DNA. The cops will never guess who did this. It's like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was a pretty average film with some above average actors in it because, what was her name who was in it? She was nasty. She was chewing up the scenery.
Oh,
Lillian Mulaney?
I think so.
She was good. She was good.
Yeah, that she was terrifying.
And I didn't see it in the theater. So some people might not be willing to go to the theater for something that's meh. You know? I mean, going to the theater is a
did
big
you see
deal.
Jungleland? Has it come out for you yet?
I did not see Jungleland yet. I have a screener coming. I haven't seen it yet.
Jungleland it's going to be on digital on the 10th.
Oh, okay.
I know it's out in theaters now, but at least there'll be a chance for some people to see that. And I think next week is Freaky, right?
Yes. Which I'm looking
That's gonna
forward
be a full one.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. Bloomhouse is like this place where I feel like they sit around and go, so how about there's a killer, but they swap bodies, so it's like Freaky Friday, but with knives. Okay, pretty like that. And then
What's
Vince
Vaughn doing? What's Vince Vaughn doing? Call him.
And they just make like a Happy Death Day or whatever, or Freaky, and then they go, you know what would be great? Vince Vaughn. He'll do anything at this point.
It's the same director as the Happy Death Day, right?
Yeah, I
It's
think
like the
so.
hot chick, but with Vince Vaughn. Do it.
But just have Vince Vaughn just be Vince Vaughn. Just have him be Vince Vaughn because he's funny. People like him as Vince Vaughn. Let him be Vince Vaughn for 90 minutes and people love him.
I agree. I think it'll be a good one.
I think
And
they're
I
having
don't
fun.
know.
They're
If,
having fun
if
over
he's
there.
in his Rob Schneider phase of his career, why not let him go for it?
Oh, wow. I hope not.
No, Blumhouse has a fun way of turning a simple story that might sound a little dumb into something that's a little fun, like Happy Death Day. I think that was a good one.
I like how they give. It seems like they give a lot of the creative control to the filmmakers too.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, they're not this massive studio with all these hands involved, so it's kind of a little bit more. Yeah, and they get creative and weird, and sometimes sometimes it doesn't work out, but it's always a little different than just their standard slasher thing.
Yeah,
you know, that other people put out, and it's pretty cool.
Yep.
Real quick, with Let Him Go.
I'm checking the election. Hold on.
Okay, you check that. I felt like the family was like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was
or that X-Files episode. You know the one I'm talking about?
I haven't seen that show actually. I'm not gonna lie.
Rich, what was that? What was that, Rich?
They give the guy like a finger, like he's sitting in the wheelchair at the end, and they give him a finger, and he's like, That's what I remember anyway from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The first one. The second one, all I remember is Jessica Biel's ungodly body. She was amazing. I remember anything else about it. She looked amazing.
Is that the Michael Bay produced one? 2003, right? I think he produced that one, yeah.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that. That explains a lot, though.
That explains the hot body.
It does. It explains, hey, let's have her walk into the shot abs first.
and leave it to Michael Bay to be like, oh, this is about inbred families eating people and shit. Okay, we definitely need some hot shots. No,
yep.
Let's make it sexy. Let's make it look appealing.
The last thing we want to do is creep people out. Let's make it sexy.
They did. She looked awesome.
Dude, that should be a segment. Like, how would you Michael Bay this film?
Ooh, okay. Well, I'm gonna pick one at random, and then let's talk how we would Michael Bay it. Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Shutter Island.
Oh, I like Shutter Island. I don't want
Just because it's Michael Bayatized doesn't mean you could hate it, you know. Anthony
I'm not gonna
Hopkins
lie.
narrates. I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say I haven't seen. I've been meaning to rewatch it. I haven't seen that since it first came out. So.
Oh yeah.
Do I need to pick a different one?
Let me see. By the way, you're right. Yes, Michael Bay was one of the many holy smokes producers on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Oh, I've got one. Paddington.
When he falls
You've never
off the
seen it?
bridge. When
Oh,
Paddington
fuck
falls
you.
off the bridge, it's like a POV shot. No! Right?
Oh man, the marmalade shots.
Yeah.
All gonna be slow motion, like fitting into bread, and like he's doing double front flips and catching the bread sandwich, and then puts it all in his hat before his feet touch the ground. Megan Fox co-stars.
Right. Yeah.
And they're in Britain, but she has an American accent.
And she's with the bear during production.
There's American flags everywhere, but it's in the UK.
And they show
Mark Wahlberg and Megan Fox are a young couple that after a young couple, yes, because Mark Wahlberg is they'll make up him, you know, and he's contractually he's no more than 24 in any of his films. I don't know if you knew that. That's in his contract. They discover this little bear that after putting a government chip inside of it becomes Paddington. No? And it's like a Transformers thing. Then he makes it all Chucky-like.
No.
That's not where Michael Bay would go? Okay.
As long as, like, the little bear walks away slowly from maybe a little phone booth exploding or something behind it.
There's going to be lots of, like, circle tracking shots of, like, really low shots. And they're just like this all the time. It'll be all Bad Boys. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
One more time.
Did he? This is weird. I find it weird that he directed Dora, the Explorer.
The Explorer?
Yeah, I find it weird that he directed that, and I'm curious because it actually got decent reviews, and I'm like I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, but how did he Michael Bay that cartoon, children cartoon? You know?
Oh, they
She's
just
an
made
android.
the actress 23, but still kept the same proportional clothes for a young Dora the Explorer, and it was very uncomfortable.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's not much else to say about that crap. What's another movie?
There are no other movies.
The King's Speech.
I haven't seen that either. I'm not gonna lie.
That's a mostly dialogue-driven film, so I really don't. Maybe there's just a lot of motherfuckers in all of it.
There was that one scene that pretty much pushed it in that direction.
Yeah.
We're very upset about that. You remember that?
Where he's just freaking out, right?
It was just freaking out and cursing, and he
I love that.
like doesn't have a stutter when he curses, and he's mad and all that.
It is insane that same director did Cats.
Yeah, Tom Hooper.
How upsetting is that? That's
He's
crazy.
He's an award-winning director, you bet. Yeah, but
McCafferty.
just so people know, Cats is on HBO if you want to watch it.
Hey, and make sure that you take your mushrooms before you watch it, because that is a trip that you. I told you that I had an edible before I went on to see. This was in a legal state, obviously.
I was going to say
this was in Colorado.
States are legal now.
We were in Colorado, and we're surrounded at this point.
You could have been in Jersey now. They've legalized all. Oregon legalized.
That's crazy. Oregon is basically no holds bar anymore. They're like, we give you syringes at the border. We just let you have fun.
I'm moving.
But yeah, that movie, the minute that Rebel Wilson took off her cat skin to reveal a second cat skin, I knew it had kicked in. And I was just terrified. And the roaches being like, the roaches and the mice having human faces.
Yeah, that was
my
a bad idea.
And the 10 minutes of Who's the cat? Judi Dench staring straight down the barrel of the lens, giving you a speech about how a cat is not a dog. It's terrifying. I remember that part. I felt like that felt the same way that Mandy felt when it was transitioning between what's her name and him. Remember that cool effect that they kept doing?
Oh yeah, when she's drugged and
that's what it felt like. Where I was just like, how long has this been going on? I'm terrified.
Dude, I saw that movie, Mandy, and that scene threw me off. I saw that at the Tower Theater, and everybody was freaking out though during that scene. Like they're all like, "Are you seeing what I'm seeing?" kind of a thing. It was kind of fun.
That's a good one to watch. I usually watch that on October, but I
thought you were going to say on shrooms, but yeah.
No, that one would be a little too freaky for me. I don't know if I'd like that experience.
Why? Because it's like Mad Max meets Slipknot.
It really is like, what if ICP made a movie? And Nicolas Cage said, "I'm in.
I'll show you
Put
when
me
I
in,
cross the boundary."
I'm ready. Oh.
Now here's the thing: has Michael Bay ever teamed up with Nicolas Cage?
Con Air?
Yeah, I was going to say.
I haven't seen Con Air.
Con
So
Air
I
is Michael
haven't seen
Bay.
an episode where I'm like, I haven't seen. I know.
What have you been doing with your time?
How do you get a
The
job
election.
here, fuckface?
No, Michael Bay might have produced that, but he didn't direct it. Jerry Bruckheimer is what you were thinking.
Oh, okay. Man, it seems like that could have been a Michael Bay film, though, right?
Oh, it certainly could
Just
have.
from the
But, you know,
posters
Bruckheimer
alone.
Bay, same kind of bombastic approach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's time we see a Nicolas Cage movie with Michael Bay, especially with Cage being Cage lately.
Exactly. Yeah, did you ever see the Color of Space?
Absolutely, at the Tower Theater.
There you go.
Oh, and in 2 weeks, the Jiu-Jitsu movie is coming out.
Wait, what's that?
You guys haven't seen the trailer for that yet?
No.
I think I have.
Here, let me see if I can bring it up.
Is it a Cage movie?
Oh boy, is it?
I'm so down for this. Is he a good actor or is he a bad actor? Or is he just an actor that loves to act?
Let us see. Hold on. Let me see if I can do the share screen on this. Bloop. Bloop.
I've seen the trailer for it, but it was a while ago when it first came out.
Can we see this?
Let me
Yeah.
see. Yes.
Okay. This is a trailer.
You know what I don't understand? How the hell are you still alive?
You can hear it.
Must have been a pretty bad fall. The comet you see in the sky right now passes over the Earth every 6 years and causes a portal. But when it's open, we get a visitor from a distant galaxy. A poet warrior in the sci-fi sense. The spaceman. He comes here looking for a fight with you.
Okay, hold on. That guy, that monster thing, looks just like that robot that comes back in time from Bill and Ted 3. It just showed up.
Yeah.
The chosen jujitsu.
Oh
If he
no.
doesn't get it, he stays and he kills everything. That is alien politics 5 through 15. Now you are all the chosen jujitsu fighters.
Oh, they brought Frank Grillo into this.
Punisher.
No one else will have to. He's crazy, like me.
Oh.
Yes, this whole movie is basically an excuse for just people beating people up.
There's no honor in killing crazy.
Ooh, you know it's a good film when they jump from a crazy distance. and just do double front flips on the.
Dude, that reminds. There's an old '90s movie where these I think it's called Way of the Warrior or something like that. It's about these ninja kangaroos.
Well, sure. Why not?
Ninjaroos.
Yeah, Ninjaroos. I feel like they need to remake that and just cast Nicolas Cage
As all of the kangaroos.
Yeah, dude.
I would love to see him do a one-man movie. You know what I mean? Where he plays all the characters. Like Nutty Professor.
Let's write it.
Oh my god. How's that not happened yet? Let's ask that question.
What if they... Okay, speaking of offense, if things get offensive, Chaz, what about a remake of the Nutty Professor, but it's Nicolas Cage as all of the roles?
I haven't seen that.
And we call it the fucking professor.
Yeah. We call it, oh no, the bees!
Yeah, I haven't seen
Look
that
at
movie,
my
so...
eyes!
I tell you, I will still defend The Sorcerer's Apprentice. I thought he was really good in that.
National Treasure, say what you want about it. But I agree with you, Rich. I think he's good in that film too.
Yeah, it's a fun little movie.
You know, I'm excited to see what he does with Joe Exotic.
Let me guess, Chaz, you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, Sorcerer Apprentice, I haven't seen that.
Getting him.
This is now Chaz hasn't seen all these fucking movies, so why is he on the podcast episode?
we should make a segment for it.
We should
like
make a
little
segment.
trailer that pulls up every time.
Movies Chaz hasn't seen.
It's on his list. You should have a list though, right? Are you writing these down? Because
I'll add them to my letterbox.
you new age people with your letterboxes. I feel old on Letterboxd. I don't know why. Because it feels like a new social media thing, and I don't care.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely just it's.
I
don't
like
know
a lot
how
of
these
it is
people have
kind of like positioning yourself to be like, look how cool I am with all of my stuff.
Yeah, I don't know how these people have like 50,000 followers on there, and all their reviews are like, okay, cool.
Exactly.
See, I started seeing those, and that's what made me be like, why the fuck am I doing this?
Yeah,
I'm taking it seriously.
So you can be on the TV.
That is true. Well, I think that just about wraps up this episode. Thank you, Rich, for coming on.
Sorry about that. I couldn't get here in time, and then I was like, oh, where's the invite? And it was in the thing already. I had to see it.
It's okay. We need to have you on more often, so please come back, and we'll have a full. I don't know. This week, figure we just take it easy, not prep anything, and just try to breathe for an hour.
What? Is something happening this week? Something going on?
Okay, let me ask you a question real quick. Do you think we will know by the end of this weekend?
Well, there are a bunch of states that are at like 98 and 99% reporting.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty dang close. And I don't know. I know they're going to continue counting, but I don't know if they're going to continue reporting until they're like done on Sunday or something. So it looks like Monday we're going to know no matter what. Even if it's only one state could throw it either, it could either throw it to Biden and it's done, or it's in Trump's camp and it's not done yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's so close. In fact, the AP was saying that Arizona was already in Biden's area, which is 264. So even if he got Nevada, it's done. Doesn't even need Pennsylvania or North Carolina or Georgia. I mean, the fact that they're in play is amazing.
That's been semi-confirmed for a couple days already. That it's swinging
So,
more towards him.
One will do it.
Just give us the one.
Give us
here's
the
the thing.
one. Give us the one.
We can recount as many times as he wants, but I am excited for it possibly being good news. Depends on what side you're on, I suppose.
I don't know what you're talking
people
about.
Voting.
I don't know what you're talking about officially.
Well, now that I know that the TV rule where we can't be, edgy or anything. I feel like.
Well, no, you just can't take a side.
Well, I think both. I can sit on a fence. The trick is to do it laying down with the post in your mouth.
Right. Or in your, yeah.
Yeah.
Reverse mouth.
Lay on your back.
Your back mouth.
so to speak.
Did I just say back mouth? Okay.
Your back mouth. That's a band. That's a band name right there.
Oh yeah, it is.
Back mouth.
That's one Andy Dwyer would make in Parks and Rec. You got back mouth, baby, and you got it from me.
Didn't South Park has something like that where they eat through their butts, right? And they poop through their mouths.
Yes.
This is a great way to end this one.
But they do.
Yes, people, shove stuff up your butt and come out your mouth.
Right, I remember
Yeah.
that. Remember that episode?
Show those Hulk fists.
Yeah. Actually, what's great about these fists, this one has sound effects in it. You turn it on.
Is one a Ragnarok and one a that looks like Ragnarok?
Yeah, the Ragnarok ones.
Nice.
Yeah, sound effects. This one's even better.
Does it make noise?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I see speakers.
Right. Wait. Sound effect.
Oh, okay, that was a good one.
Here's another one. Oh, shut up. Can you do this?
Oh, nice. Oh my god, I'm so afraid he's gonna whack the webcam or something.
Did you hear the sound?
I heard that. I heard that.
Watch this. Look at that. Isn't that amazing?
We'll reverse it.
That comes with it. Yeah, I did that on the air, and Kerry Clark was like, "How did you do that?" I'm like, "I threw it to myself." Oh well.
Well, you can be found on Fox 13 doing movie reviews. Where else can the people find you?
Here?
Can we get that address, please?
No, that's pretty much what I do is Fox 13. I need to do more, but I'm here on occasion and
Yes, you are.
here with you guys. And but pretty much Fox Monday through Friday, 7 to 10 a.m.
Chaz, of course, over and under Artists Exposed. I didn't mean to say that like that. I almost forgot what it was.
No, you're good. Yeah.
This week.
It's been a long week. That's why I didn't do an episode for Over and Under Artists Exposed. So
I promise we're usually way more prepared in these things. I think we finished our 2000s, then did our Halloween episode, and then died
the
a
election
little.
just fucking
Yeah,
it takes a lot, man.
Rich, did you see the news?
Looks like you guys got the memo for No Shave November.
I decided not to trim this at all. Usually I trim it on Friday mornings so that it looks a little bit more stubbly, but
This is 7 days. This is 6 days.
Nice.
And I am not shaving for the entire winter.
Ooh.
So does that mean until like March?
That means
February?
spring. So first of spring, I shave.
So, dude, you're gonna look like a mountain man. Who's
Yes.
the mountain man?
I do it
I think
every
we need
year.
to get progress pics of this, even when he's not on the show. Just a
We'll
weekly
do it.
one that we can throw up.
We'll do it.
Did
Yeah, I
you
want to
see
see
this? You see this? Look at that, Rich.
Oh, wow. Oh, it's so, oh.
Right?
Oh, it's so nice.
It's coming.
It is.
We're doing weird shit.
That's good. The weirder, the better.
All right, you guys can, of course, check us on the Patrick Beatty Review site where we put up reviews every week, and of course the podcast. Check out the new gaming podcast that's coming out on Wednesday, and let us know what you think about that. And of course, we will see you all at the next review.